Hi everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back. In this video, I am simply getting a lot of things on my craft list done. So I feel like I always have a running task list of either gifts I need to make or just crafts that I have been wanting to try or get finished. So I either have little piles around my craft space or I have an actual physical running list of things that I have been trying to keep in mind, and today is the day where I'm going to tackle that list and get it all done. So I think I have at least 20 things that I need to get done on my list today, so I thought I would just click the record button and take you along with me. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you find some inspiration in something that's going to be on my craft table today, and I also hope this inspires you to tackle your own running craft list of things that you need to get done. So let's go ahead and get started. There's going to be a lot of chit chat and fun, and this is just going to be a really relaxed video, and I'm just going to get some things done. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get started. One more thing, the last few videos I have had so many questions about the little pen tool holder that I have, as well as the actual Cricut tool holder that I have, or Cricut tools that I have in this holder. And as a reminder, I do spend a lot of time putting together that description box below the video so that you can see all of the things that I'm working with, plus all the materials that I like to use. So please go ahead and utilize that. You'll find that under the description boxes below every video that I have put on YouTube. So in any video that you're watching of mine, please be sure to click into that little description box if you're curious about anything that you see in that particular video. Just wanted to give it that reminder out there because the questions have been endless about materials that I'm using, and I do spend time putting that together so that you can go ahead and find all those materials for yourself. All right, everyone, let's get started. Okay, so goodness gracious, I have so much to get done, and I'm going to go back and forth between a lot of different styles of crafting just because it is fun for me to do it that way, plus it's fun for you as well. So I'm going to start with a vinyl craft, then we're going to be doing some sublimation, we're going to add some monograms to some shirts with my embroidery machine, we will get the sublimation oven out, we're just going to do all sorts of fun things, we'll do some iron on. And in the meantime, we're going to cross off so many things off of my list. So the first thing I want to show you is I purchased these cute labels because I am redoing our entire linen closet and just getting everything super organized. So I bought some bins at Dollar Tree, and these are the bins that I found there. I really liked them, so I picked up all that I could find, and luckily it was the exact amount that I needed for our linen closet. So what I'm going to do is I went ahead and organized it, and I got all of the things in each of the bins. I think I have a total of 8, and then I ordered these really cute little clips, and they're gonna be little name tag clips. I'm hoping these are gonna work. They're kinda, let's see here. Oh, yep, it'll work, thank goodness. I just about had a little panic attack, but okay, that looks so cute. So I'm going to add my little vinyl decal to the front saying what's going to be in that bin, and I think these are going to look so cute. So I have these in my craft room as well, and so I reordered them for our linen closet because they are amazing. I love them, and I love the little scallop look. I'm not even sure if it's scalloped, but I love that little look. It just dresses it up super nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these all ready to go. And I just went ahead and made sure I wrote down all of the words that I needed, and then I cut them out on my Cricut machine using a really fun font. Now I'll put that font information down in the description box below, which is a good reminder that everything that I'm using, all the fonts, all of the designs are going to be in that description box below. So please be sure to utilize that if you have any questions, because I put a lot of time into keeping that organized for you all so that most everything is answered pretty easily with that description box. Okay, so I have a variety of little words here based on the little categories that I am doing for our linen closet. So it's kind of more like medicines and, you know, all the little things that need to be all organized. So I have some first aid things, and now I have to be super careful because I can make a mess out of this in a hurry if I'm not super careful. Okay, there we go. Usually I've been trying to go through and weed out the middles first when I have smaller designs like this, but I have been doing it this way for so long that if I'm not intentional about it, then I totally forget. So I'll go back through and get all of those middles in a second. Ooh, that font turned out really cute. Okay. So the purpose of today is to get it all done. I feel like sometimes I create little piles in my craft space and lists upon lists of things that I really have on my wish list to accomplish, either just for fun, crafting for fun, or for something like this for a purpose. I really wanted to get my linen closet reorganized. And so today I am just working through that list and I'm getting it all done. And it's going to feel so good. So let me know if you do the same, if you make lists, or if you are in the process of getting your list done too. So remember, 2022 is about shopping our craft space and using what we have. I did have to buy these really neat labels because I didn't have them, and they definitely fulfilled a purpose for this craft. But I did find some scrap vinyl. So I went through my scraps. So I'm using this small little piece and I got all of my words on there, and I think I even cut off more scraps to save. So that was awesome too. Okay, so when I do a project like this, I like to have all of my labels at the same size. Now I don't know what size I use because I just size them. I don't go in and actually click in a font size. I just size it by eye in Design Space. But what I do is I pick my longest word, I size that word, and then, so in this case, I think my longest word was children. And what I did then is, after I knew what my longest word needed to be sized at in terms of font size, then I went ahead and just made everything the exact same size as the first one. And I just copy and paste it and then change my word up. So, okay, that is all good to go. But I just wanted to mention that because sometimes it's hard to get everything the right size. But if you go with your longest word first, then you know that your longest is going to fit, and then you can base everything off of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a scrap piece of vinyl. I'm going to see if I can do all of this on this little piece. We'll see. And what I'll do is, now I linked this down below. This is a new transfer tape. I think I said vinyl just a second ago, but it's transfer tape. This is a new transfer tape, and I link it down below, but I think that it's been out of stock for a while, but I do believe that it has come back into stock. So it's hard to say, especially if you're watching this video 6 months in the future or whenever, but as of filming this, it's back in stock. So grab some because it's amazing. I love it. I picked it up during Black Friday last year, as in a few months ago, and I love it so, so much. Okay, so I probably should have done 3 words at a time. Let me save this last little piece. And we're just going to do about 3 at a time here. So I'm gonna save that transfer tape. Okay. I want to get these crafts out of the way because I want to start crafting for spring. I have my little notebook all prepared for what I want to do for spring, and I have most of my things kind of ready to go. So I just want to get all of these little, I call these little nagging tasks. Not that they're too nagging. Okay, these, they do, now I did remove them from the rest of them, but they do have a protective film over them. So you want to make sure that you remove that. So I go through the back, it's on the front and the back. I go through the back first and just pull that off, because you don't want to apply your vinyl to that. You want to apply your vinyl to that nice finish underneath. Okay, now usually I would apply some rubbing alcohol to this, but as you saw, I just took a nice coating off of the front, so it's good and clean. It is ready to go. So I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball this. And, ooh, these are gonna look so nice. Okay. And there we go. Your finger is just fine, or if you'd like, you can go through and reinforce that with a scraper. But so easy. How cute are these gonna turn out? That's gonna look really slick. That's gonna look really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do all of that with these little scrap pieces of transfer tape that I've been saving, and I think we can do it. Okay, so as you can see, I forgot about these two pieces. So one of the best things about this transfer tape is it has this paper backer, and I can just reuse that and place those pieces right on there and save them for another project. So I love that about this transfer tape, because some transfer tape you just peel off of a roll and like you would tape, and then if you wanted to reuse it, it's kind of hard to store it. It's not impossible, but it makes it more difficult. So I like that it has a backer on it. Okay, so I have these all done. I think these are so cute. I have them all categorized the way I want them. So we have a little place for all of our skin things like sunscreen and lotion and all that stuff. And for our eyes, like contact solution and all the eye drops, all those little things. And then of course teeth, because everybody brings home a bazillion extra toothbrushes every time they come home from the dentist, and all those little extra flossers, which is so nice for when you have guests, because I always just keep a little box of extra, all those little tiny travel size extras that the dentist so generously hands out. Okay, so, oh, also, I will link these down below in the description box. They are in the description box of all of my videos where I have these. Because I have been really overwhelmed with the amount of people asking about these. So everything is like linked down below, but these are so cute. I love how they turned out. Let's see how they're going to look on here. It's kind of easier if you go in from the back, I think. Maybe, we'll see. Clank, clank, clank. Okay, yeah, it is kind of easier. So very fun. Oh, that looks really sleek. I really like how that looks. So that'll look really nice with all of them lined up in the linen closet. Plus they'll be filled and categorized perfectly. So that makes my very OCD self very happy. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put all of these in here. That way I can take them and get them organized after I'm done. And first thing on my to-do list is done. Okay, so I have all of the butcher paper ready to go because we're gonna do some sublimation next. So at the time of this video, we have Tuesday. Now it's mirrored, so it's hard to tell right now, or read it obviously right now, but we have Tuesday coming up, which is February 22nd of 2022, 22222, and I thought these would be so cute for the kiddos to wear to school. So I printed off a couple of them. I have these printed out with my Sawgrass SG500, which is a sublimation printer, and I printed them out on sublimation paper. I will link all of my supplies down in the description box below, and then of course it's printed with sublimation ink. In addition to that, I do have sublimation shirts. Blanks. So I got these from ARB Blanks. These are 85% polyester, so perfect for sublimation. You want a high polyester count, and I love that. So we're going to go ahead and sublimate a couple shirts and get these all ready to go. As a reminder, when doing sublimation, you need a sublimation printer with sublimation ink. You also need a sublimation blank to put it on. So I say that in every video, but it's a very good, healthy reminder because I do get lots of questions about that. So first things first, I'm going to prep the designs. So when you press these on a shirt, this is paper, sublimation paper, but paper nonetheless. If you pressed it just like this, you would get some harsh lines at the where your paper starts and stops. So if you turned your shirt right here and then you just placed your paper down, you would see once you pressed it some lines on your shirt. Now, in order to avoid that, I have found that if you just tear around your design and kind of feather it, if you will, being careful not to tear into your ink, of course, but if you just soften those edges, then you won't have those lines around your design. Now, have I forgotten to do this a time or two? Yes. Is it a huge deal? No, you can see the lines, but it's not gonna ruin the shirt. It's just something that is aesthetically better if you can take this time to just kind of soften these edges. It'll just make the final shirt look a lot nicer. Okay, so see how I did that? And let me show you a close-up there. So, whoop, come here, you little stinker. Okay, so check out the edges there. See how they're kind of feathered? And I just tore it. I didn't do anything fancy, just tore it, but it softened those up. And now they are just really soft. You don't have a hard, crisp start and stop to your design. And even though there's nothing transferring, you know, there's no ink in that area, it still leaves a line if you kind of don't do this step. So it's worth the step, and it takes zero time at all. It takes a little time, of course, but it takes not a long time in the long run. Okay, being careful again, don't rip into your ink. Ooh, there we go. Really happy with that. Okay, now let's start prepping our shirts. So we are going to need, let's see, we have our designs. I want to make sure that the right design goes on the right shirt because they are tad. This one's a tad bigger. This one is a tad smaller. Okay, so let's start prepping the shirt. So let me grab my lint roller and we'll get this going. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my lint roller, scooch you over there, and I'm going to generously lint roll this shirt. And when I think that I have lint rolled enough, I'm going to rip off my sheet and I'm going to lint roll some more because I feel like you can't lint roll too much. I feel like I have just lint rolled forever and ever, amen, and I still get lint on there. And if you do get lint, the reason you're doing this is if you do leave any lint on the shirt, it can turn into like a very tiny blue dot, and you'll see little blue dots on your shirt. So you want to take this step. It's not just being organized or efficient, it's actually very, very important. So I also have a sublimation playlist, and I have a really popular video about a bunch of sublimation ideas that you can do. I cannot remember the number, how many I did in that video, but it was like a 2-hour video on just sublimation and all of the sublimation blanks you can use. It was so fun. We did mouse pads and shirts and mugs. What else did we do? Keychains. We did so many things. So I'll link that in the top corner here so that you can check that out. Okay. Now I am going to grab a piece of butcher paper, and I'm going to place the butcher paper inside the shirt. And I'll link the butcher paper that I like to use down in that description box once again. But I'm going to just, I'm off camera a little bit there, but I'm just opening up that shirt and placing the paper inside. Now that is to make sure that once I place my design on my shirt, that, I'm going to place it like this, that the ink does not bleed through and transfer to the back of the shirt. So you want to have a little barrier there. That way if you have any bleed through of your ink, that it will go onto the paper and not your shirt. Okay, now we're gonna go over to the press and pre-press our shirt. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to do this at 400 degrees for 60 seconds when I go ahead and do the sublimation. But as it is, it's almost there. It's at 398, so that's good enough to start the pre-press. And we're just making sure there's no moisture in the shirt. We're also making sure we remove any wrinkles. So to do that, we're also going to place another piece of butcher paper over the top. And then press down. We'll just do that for about 5 to 10 seconds. Okay. Can reduce a little bit of that pressure. There we go. Okay, so now we are going to, that looks great. I'm going to lint roll once more. You can never be too careful. And then I'm going to grab my design and place it on the shirt. Let me bring this out a little bit. So I did grab some heat resistant tape as well, and that's just going to help me to place my design on the shirt and keep it secure. So I'm just going to center that where I'd like it. I'm going about an inch down from that neck, or that collar line right there. That looks really good to my eye. You can get a measuring tape out and measure at this point. I am a really good eyeballer, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I like that, so I'm going to tape it. That way it doesn't shift. You want zero movement with sublimation, because if you move it, it'll smear and not get a crisp press. Okay, so once you have that done, we're going to take our butcher paper once again and place it on top. Now again, we have butcher paper inside the shirt, and we have butcher paper on top of the shirt. And the top one is to make sure that if there's any bleeding on the top from that ink, that it doesn't get onto the press. It'll just go onto that paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and place that back in there, making sure my whole print is where the heat is going to be. And then I'm going to do 60 seconds at 400 degrees. Okay, last 5 seconds. This is the best part. Okay. Then take off my butcher paper. Now, as you can see, I think you can see on this. Yes, you see how the ink bled through? So that is why you want the butcher paper on the top, because you didn't get it on your surface. You gave a protective barrier between your ink and your heat press, because if you didn't do that, then the next time you want to use your heat press, this would sublimate onto your next project. So you want to make sure you protect your equipment. So we have that. Now we'll throw this away. We cannot use this on our next project. If you see any ink, it's tossing time. So we're going to toss that. And then so cute. Oh, goodness gracious. So cute. Just taking that off. And of course I have a blue dot. 1, 2, 3. It's okay. They're going to wear it for one day. But goodness, I just lint rolled forever. Okay, on the inside, I don't see any ink, I don't think. So that's good. Okay. And here is the final shirt. How cute is that? And look at the little sleeves. So sweet. Okay, I have the next one prepped, so I'm going to go ahead and do that really quickly. So I have the butcher paper inside the shirt. I lint rolled like crazy, but now I'm going to go even crazier. We'll see if we can not get a blue dot. Ooh, that last one turned out so good. Now, there also are pressing pads, because as you can see, the little sleeves which are a little bulky, they are within this little pressing range, and so they can prevent you from getting a firm press. Now, I don't really feel like it's a huge deal on a heat press because you can get really, really high pressure on here. So I honestly, when I tried the pressing pads, I didn't have good results with mine. In fact, my pressing pad left a little box on my shirt. So I have decided not to use them. You can if you've had success with them, but honestly, I've had success without them. So I'm just gonna keep on doing like I'm doing, because if it works for you, it works for you. Okay, preheating. But wanted to mention that because I know a lot of people like to use those pressing pads just to raise up the garment. That can be really helpful. Okay, so that was about 10 seconds. Let's have fun with some more lint rolling just because. I'm gonna peel, make sure this is all fresh. Okay. Here we go. Ooh, she is toasty. Okay, I know this video will come out after Tuesday, but I will post this in my community tab so you guys can be inspired with it. So I have my print, again, about 1 inch down from that collar line. I like to eyeball it. Feel free to grab a measuring tape. That looks great. Okay. Heat resistant tape. Make sure you do a heat resistant tape, because the next step involves heat, so you don't want to melt regular tape onto your project or ruin your equipment. Covering with butcher paper. Again, there's butcher paper also inside of the shirt. And let's press. Okay, final 2 seconds. There we go. Again, I see ink here. Make sure you can see that. Whoops. There we go. So we're going to toss this and be thankful that we had it because we protected our press. So cute. And blue dot. Womp womp. You know, I'm convinced if you look close enough at any sublimation project, you're going to find one. I feel like you're just going to. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm going to take that butcher paper out. And number 2. Yay. Okay, kids are ready for Tuesday. Okay, so 1 and 2. Another couple things crossed off my list. These are turned out so cute. A very even press because all of the ink is distributed evenly. There's nothing that insinuates that the sleeves, you know, rose up too much to get an uneven press. So I tell you, I really have better luck without the pressing pad inside. So pretty. I love it. Now you'll see like a little line down here, but that's just where the edge of my press was. If you can see that. So I'll just iron that out. See how you can see a little bit of a line there. So that's not from my paper or anything. If you can notice, you don't see a box around my paper. So that's wonderful. The ripping technique does work really well, but that's just that edge of my press, but easy peasy. I love these. They're so cute. I kind of want one for myself, but I have too many things to do. So at least the kiddos have these. Okay, so oddly enough, I did this craft with you all. I believe it was a video about a ton of ideas that you can do with scrap pieces of vinyl. And I made myself this cute little thermal mug. I didn't make the mug, obviously, but I did a little cute vinyl monogram on it. However, when I applied it in that video later, I noticed there was a bubble in it and I just could not. I made that video almost a year ago and I am just now redoing the cup because that's just how it's going right now. That's just how it's going. So I'm gonna go ahead and finally redo this I know probably all of you are saying you should have just enjoyed your coffee with your vinyl not perfect, but I don't roll like that, I guess. I don't know. I should have, because I just missed out on practically a year of coffee without it, but hey, we're getting to it now, right? So I'm grabbing another scrap piece of vinyl. I'll link that video. It was a really, really fun video to create for you all, and so many people really, really enjoyed that, so I was grateful for that as well. But I say that because if you do need an idea for how to use your tiny little leftover scrap pieces of vinyl, I do have some inspiration, as well as I did an accompanying video afterwards for ideas for using your scrap iron-on or HTV. So I'm redoing this for myself. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great this time, right? Maybe we should stop and say a prayer first. Okay, moving this to the side, grabbing some rubbing alcohol. I got this little bottle on Amazon in, I think, a 2-pack, because the other one during quarantine, I was cutting my kids' hair, and let me tell you, don't cringe, I did a really good job. YouTube can teach you all the things. Anyway, the other bottle I used for spraying so I could do, you know, a really nice job cutting hair. So anyway, very happy to give that job back to our stylist. However, I held my own. I did a nice job. So some of the best haircuts we've ever had. I'm just gonna say it. They were. Okay, grabbing some transfer tape. And then I was going somewhere with that. Oh, I added my own vinyl. And I'm mentioning this because I get quite a few questions about that. So if you're wondering, I want to make sure that I am trying to answer as many questions as possible as I get my crafts done. This is already feeling so good and accomplished. Okay, this cup cradle, I'll link down below as well. It's from the same place that I purchased my pen caddy and my tool caddy. I had been doing vinyl crafts for years before finally buying something like this, and worth every penny for sure. And then I haven't even utilized the ruler on the side yet, but I really need to utilize that because it comes in such handy as well. Okay, placing my transfer tape down. Now with this, we are going to add some relief cuts, which we did last time when we did this project. We're going to add some relief cuts to help, because when you are applying something flat to a curved surface, it's going to pose some problems because it's not going to want to take on the shape. Something flat will not want to take on the shape of something that's curved. So we're going to encourage it with some little relief cuts. So if you have not done this, or you are new to applying vinyl to a curved surface, then this is for you. Okay. And hopefully I get this right. Oh my goodness. If not, you know what? I have all the vinyl in the world. I'm just going to keep retrying. Or maybe I'll just do a different design on this mug, but I'm confident we can do this. Okay. Here we go. I have my vinyl on my transfer tape. And now I'm just going to go through, being careful not to obviously cut into my vinyl, but I'm going to add some relief cuts around my transfer tape just to help it curve with the mug. If I don't, it's just going to want to stay flat. Oh, I was really close to hold my breath here. I feel like if you've made a whoopsie before, then going into the next go round, it makes you nervous. Okay, so now I've placed all those little relief cuts, so now it can kind of bend a little bit more, right? Okay, then I applied the rubbing alcohol. That was just to remove any dust or dirt, also oils from hands. This has obviously been sitting in my craft room waiting for me to redo it for a year. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying that, but it is what it is. So I like this because once you get that where you want it, it's like a third hand. You're not having to hold this. You're not having to, I used to use if you don't want to invest in something like this, that's totally fine. Use a computer mouse. Whoa. Okay. Use a computer mouse to help anything, really. can use anything that you have just to steady, put something under that mug. I've seen people use little paint, those little squeezy bottles of paint, anything you can. Just have something help you. Okay, positioning it. And then I'm going to go from the middle out. So I'm going to focus. I'm just going to lay it there. Okay, there's nothing permanent about this. And I'm just going to go with the D first. And I'm just going to go with my finger and just, okay. Mission accomplished with the D. Now for the R. And I'm going to be really quiet because I really want my coffee out of this tomorrow. Although realistically, after I do drinkware, I let my vinyl cure on the mug. Oh, I think I did it. I let my vinyl cure on the mug for a couple days before I use it, just to really make sure it's on there. Okay, I feel super good about this. So once I've done that, I grab my scraper and I'm gonna go right back through. Now with vinyl on mugs, you want to avoid the microwave and the dishwasher. I'll be honest, I put mine in the dishwasher because I just don't have the time to hand wash them. It just is what it is. And I have the Cricut machine, so if, you know, the vinyl fails eventually, I just come down and redo it. So I'm just going to be honest about that. I stick mine in the dishwasher all the time. Just because I do does not mean it's recommended, so there's that. Also, I kind of think it depends on your dishwasher too. You know, on how harsh maybe your dishwasher can be. I have found though that my metal things, like if I've applied vinyl to metal, that withstands the dishwasher really well. I mean, I've had things for a long time and they're showing no sign of wear. So you always want to do your own testing. And of course, it's not recommended. However, I kind of feel like there's always exceptions to the rule or to the recommendation. But definitely no microwave. Okay, so the reason why this is coming off in little chunks, and I'm being careful not to scratch my mug here, the reason it's coming off in chunks is because we applied those little relief cuts, so it's just tearing off individually. So you will toss this transfer tape most likely once you're done with it because it's just kind of be in bits and pieces. Hallelujah, prayer works. Done. And it's perfect this time. Okay, I'm going to set this to the side for a couple days. Then I'm going to enjoy some yummy coffee out of this. I'll probably post it in my community tab because I'm so darn proud that I finally fixed it. If you need help on learning how to make monograms in Cricut Design Space, I have a tutorial on that and I'll link it up in this little area up here. That way you can learn how to do this. It's so easy. And if you know me, I monogram all the things. Okay, let's move on to our next one. But first I'm going to cross this off my list because that is so gratifying. Okay, taking a moment to keep everything organized. Okay, let's do, I really want a monogram. It's keeping up with the monograms. If it doesn't have a monogram, I'm really not interested in it. I'm gonna monogram myself a really nice sweatshirt on my embroidery machine. It's gonna take 0 time at all. I'm doing this because I have not monogrammed anything for myself yet. In fact, I have not made anything for myself on my embroidery machine yet, so we are going to take her for a spin and monogram something cool. Okay, so I already have this really nice, now I'm not sure the name. I think it's like a cowl neck. I'm hoping I'm not butchering that. But look how pretty this is. You'll see it once I take it off of the hoop too. But I've already hooped my sweatshirt and it's so nice and soft. I purchased this from Jiffy Shirts, I believe, and I have it hooped in my Mighty Hoop. I love my Mighty Hoop. I also found this nice monogram font from Planet Applique, and so I put my monogram here, and then I printed it off in Embrilliance because I am obsessed with printing off my designs in Embrilliance because I'm very visual. So I like to use embroidery tape and tape my design where I want it, and then I'll have my machine center accordingly. So for this, is this the right thread? I thought I'd set aside something else. This might be it. I'm going to use this really nice almost hunter green. I think this will be really pretty. And then I'm going to do one for my daughter, and I'm going to do hers tone on tone. I have a purple, kind of, what is it called? It's a quilted sweatshirt, and I already made my other daughter one, and it turned out beautiful. And I did tone on tone, and chef's kiss, so pretty. So I'm gonna do one for her as well, because I'll tell you why I have to redo it in a second. I don't even want to tell you right now because I don't want any negative energy going into this beautiful sweatshirt. So we're just gonna ignore the fact that I ruined a sweatshirt just before this, like a week ago, and we're just gonna talk about that in a second. So this is a really pretty thread. I think that's gonna look really nice. I might have to overthink this and just double check that I don't have another color that I really want to use, but I think that's gonna look really, really nice on there. Okay, let's get this on the machine. I already have the design loaded. We're gonna center it and stitch. Okay, so I did change my mind. I originally wanted this color, but I found this and I really want to do this instead. It's a little bit more me. So very, very similar, but I think this is definitely going to just be a little bit more me. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and thread my machine, and then we will place our hoop on and get this monogram stitched out. It's going to take, let me see, it will take 8 minutes to stitch out. That is nothing. That's a beautiful 8 minutes. Okay, rethreading my machine with that new kind of, I don't know, minty turquoise. Definitely seems like it's on brand for Beth Italy. Okay, so I'm taking the, let me see if I can get it in here. This is the opening of my sweatshirt. I'm gonna make sure it goes on this arm. So I want it to go through it, if that makes sense, so that I don't stitch the back of my sweatshirt. Hint, hint, that is why I'm redoing my little ones. That was an expensive mistake. Okay, let me make sure that's on there. Okay, so it's on there. I'm gonna go ahead and take a peek underneath and make sure that the back is not near the front and that that arm is in between. Okay, now I'm gonna center this. So there's a laser. I want to make sure that that little dot is right in the middle of my crosshairs, and that will make sure that my design is centered and the machine knows where center is. Okay, that looks fantastic. So once that's done, now I already have my stabilizer and everything on there. I am going to take off my design because my machine knows where center is, so I don't need this anymore. And I am going to put a layer of water-soluble topper on here. Now, I don't know that you need it. However, it makes me feel so much better to use it. And I have a ton of it. So I'm going to use it. This helps the stitches from sinking into the fabric that you're using, and you usually only use this on towels or something that's really plush. But I did this with the last monogram I did for one of the girls' shirts, and it turned out so pretty that it just does not hurt to put it on there. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to put a little embroidery tape on there so that it doesn't shift. You can do it without the tape too, but I just like it to stay put. Okay, so I got my water soluble on there. I've threaded it, and we're just going to start stitching. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. I'm so excited. This is the first thing that I have made for myself. So yay, my turn. Okay, look. And the thread choice, so me. I love it. So the thing about this wash away topper or water soluble topper, I'm going to save this tape and I'll use it for the next round, is that you can just pull it away, and then anything that you don't get out, so there's going to be some in between here, you can grab a tool and try to help. You can use your fingernail, but if anything doesn't come out, it will just come out either on the next wash, or you can take a little spray bottle and you can just spray it and it will dissolve. So amazing. And those stitches are beautiful, so pretty. Oh, I'm so thrilled. I'm wearing this tomorrow for sure. I'm gonna have to monogram all the things. Now, I did buy the hat hoop for my machine. I got the Durkee one and I am so excited to try it out. I have not tried it yet. I have 3 hats sitting here just calling my name, but I have this whole list today that I need to get done before I can play with it. So stay tuned for that, because this is gonna have to go, well, some kind of monogram is gonna have to go on my hat. Okay, I think for the most part I got that wash away out. And again, for any little bits that I missed, it'll just come out with water. So cute. Okay, I'm gonna unhoop it. That way you can kind of get the full effect of how cute. Oh, and it's straight. Okay, let's grab my little insert here. Okay, then, so this is how it looks. So cute. And I'll iron out my little hoop area, but the size is perfect. That looks so cute. I love it, and I really like the placement. And then this is kind of gonna shrug down a little bit, so that's how it's gonna look. I love that. Okay, so now I'm going to open up the inside, and I have a layer of tearaway. So I'm just gonna tear that away. Now, I could have done this in a smaller hoop, obviously, because of the size of my design, but I am obsessed with my Mighty Hoop, so I just put all the things in there. So yes, I have to use a little bit more stabilizer, obviously, and it's a little bit of a waste, but it's worth it because the hoop is so good. Ooh, this just doesn't want to really come off very well. I might just leave that on there. I'll fiddle with that later. This is a cutaway. Oh no, there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim that down a little bit. That way it takes the shape of my monogram a little bit better. Okay. Also, you can put some tender touch on here if you wanted to cover the stitches, but I don't think it's gonna be necessary for me. I'm always gonna have some type of undershirt on underneath this, so it will be just fine. The tender touch is just to kind of help to make sure you protect like baby skin or children's skin from the stitches that they just might find that to be irritating to their sweet skin. So, okay, I'm just gonna cut around, making sure I don't cut into my sweatshirt. And this is a fusible, so I can iron back down that cutaway. But I did want to trim that down because it's going into the little, it's going into the sleeve area, but this has a very interesting cut line to the shirt, so the monogram had to be a little closer to the side. But I think it turned out awesome. Okay, final look. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with it. So cute. I love it. I love it. I love the color. I love all of it. It's got a little hoodie feature down here. I wish you could appreciate how soft it is. It's like cotton balls. It's like just the softest thing ever. It's like a little bunny, but very cute. I love it. And yay me. Finally, something for myself. Okay, I'm gonna do my daughter's real quick because let me tell you what happened. Okay, so for hers, I have hers floating on a Durkee Easy Frame, which I love, love, love. So I have hers floating on some sticky stabilizer. I already hooped it and everything. It's gonna go onto the machine this way. So because it's going onto the machine this way, I'm going to rotate my design so that it doesn't stitch upside down. Or so it stitches upside down, but stitches right side up. You get what I'm saying. So I have my clips on here. I'm not sure why the clips have to match the shirt, but that's just how I do it. And I'm going to do tone on tone. So what happened last time is I stitched the first one. I got a pink one for my other daughter. It stitched out beautifully. I did pink on pink. It was beautiful. And then I went to do this, and I did not have the arm of the machine within here. I had it like this, and it stitched the front and the back together, and I literally had to cut it out of the hoop because there was no saving it. This is a really pretty quilted sweater, but it's also pretty delicate, so there was just no saving it. I couldn't rip the stitches out. It was gone. So I'm going to be very mindful. These things happen. It was a little bit of an expensive mistake because they're not extremely expensive shirts, but you know, they weren't cheap either. So I got a new one because I felt bad and we're gonna do it again. But sometimes mistakes make you a better crafter. So lesson learned. I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this one out real quick and then we'll be done and heading on to our next craft. I think we'll do some more vinyl after this, or maybe do the heat press again. I think I have some iron on. Okay, so before I rethread my machine, I'm going to get this on here because while it's fresh in my mind, I want to make sure that, number one, I hoop it properly. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that this is back. I'm also going to make sure I take a peek under here and that my arm is there and not the arm of my machine and not the back of my shirt. Next thing I'm going to do is go back. I'm going to find her monogram. And there it is. I am going to rotate it all the way around so that what my screen shows is right here. So I want to make sure it's upside down on my screen as well. That way it stitches right side up because this is the top of my shirt. Okay, so now I'll center it really quickly. And we'll get going. The thread I have in it, actually, the thread I just used would be so pretty too, because it kind of would match this trim, but the tone on tone is so neat. So I think this will, whoops, everything's jumping around. I think this is going to look really nice. It'll be nice and subtle, but it's so pretty. Tone on tone is so pretty, and it's very classy. So I'm going to do that. So I'll rethread my machine and put that water soluble topper back on, and that's it. We'll just stitch. all done. Looks so good. And I had to check halfway through that the arm was still, you know, there, like it was gonna magically move, but I was so paranoid about it just because it's happened before, but so pretty. Okay, so I love the tone on tone look. I think it's just so classy and pretty. It's so subtle, but it's there. And I just think it's so nice. So again, with that wash away, you can peel as much as you want. You can spray it. You can just run it through the wash and it'll be good. So I'll fuss with that later because you get the idea, but let me take my little clips off and unscrew this. There we go. And I'll link my Mighty Hoop that I used for mine and then these easy frames that I used for hers down below. Doesn't this cute quilted look so nice? So this is on some sticky stabilizer, so I can just rip it away. So there it is. And then on the inside, I'll just open it up real quick. So I had a layer of the same as mine. So I did a layer of the tearaway, and the reason I did a layer of the tearaway, even though I had tearaway on here, is because I feel like the sticky stabilizer kind of makes a mess of things. So I wanted just a barrier. So I wanted something between my sticky stabilizer and my garment, even though this is another layer, but it just sometimes makes such a mess. I found that it's easier just to have it stick to another layer of sticky. Or layer of, what am I trying to say? I have so many things to do that I'm getting tongue-tied. Another layer of cutaway, right? Tearaway. Oh, goodness. Sorry, guys. Okay. So I'll just trim this once more. And again, I'm not going to do any tender touch to this. You definitely can. This will probably always have an undershirt on underneath. Plus, my girls are proving to not really mind not having tender touch on theirs, because if you've been following me, my tender touch washes off like so fast. So I'm pretty much given up on it, and luckily my kids have not seemed to care at all. So that is a win. Okay, so cute. So because I fell in love with this quilted look, I went on a hunt to find something for myself, and I didn't find one with the zipper, but I found a quilted sweater. I just ran it through the wash, so it's a little bit of a mess right now, but look at how pretty this is. I found it at Old Navy, and I'll try to link it down below if I can, but so pretty. So I'm gonna monogram mine, not today, but I think I'll probably do some kind of tone on this as well, because I think that will just be so classy and pretty. But monogram all the things, and again, I'll just rip this all out later, so you get the idea. But I love it. I think it's so pretty. She'll love it, and the placement is just on point. Love it. I also wanted to mention that once I got my sizing right for my monograms, I just keep my designs loaded on my USB, and then I just keep these in my drawer, because more often than not I'm going to use the exact same size for any shirt that I'm going to monogram. So I just keep these handy so I can just put them on the garment, center it on the machine, and stitch because it's already loaded. Same with this. So I keep these handy because you know me, if it's not monogrammed, I mean, is it even worth it, right? Okay, so I wanted to have some fun with some patterned iron-on, and so I had fun doing a little offset in Cricut Design Space, and I found a font. I can't remember the name of it, so I'm sorry, but I think it's some kind of varsity font in Cricut Design Space. So just kind of browse through there or type in varsity. It should pop up. But this was the font. I elongated a little bit, and then I curved it, and then I did an offset so that I could have some fun pattern show through as well. And I think this is going to be so cute and so fun. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all ready to go. And if you need to learn how to do offset, I have a really good tutorial on that. That really walks you through it and gives you a lot of ideas of how you can use offset. So removing any lint, then I'm going to eyeball. I'm using this as a guide. I just got a few of these off of Amazon. I'll link these sweatshirts down below. Now I'm not going to layer these officially, but I just wanted to get an idea of kind of for placement purposes where I want that. Okay. So somewhere right around here for me. Okay. My beloved Cricut pink tape measure has completely been lost. At this point, it must have accidentally gotten thrown away or something. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I'm pretty bummed about it. It was such a great tape measure. So I had to get a little pack of pastel measuring tapes. And ooh, that's perfect. So this is the new look we're going with. Works just fine. Okay, let's go ahead and go over to the heat press and press this on. I'm gonna do, oh, I was actually gonna do the pattern iron on first. It doesn't matter. I guess I just had it in my head that I was gonna do that one first, but it's all good. Oh, I should have pre-pressed it. Woo! I'm not going to. It'll be fine. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to reduce that pressure because that's a lot thicker. Okay, so reduce the pressure and we're going to press that first one down. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to give that just a second to cool. Okay, peeling that first one off. I mean, it's adorable just like that. It's adorable. So cute. Now, patterned iron-on does not have that sticky backing on it, which is so sad. Not sure why that is, but it doesn't. So if you need heat resistant tape for this part, which I think I'm going to go ahead and just do. And what I mean by that sticky back is the liner of the white was sticky. So once I placed the mama word on there, it was on there. It was sticky. I'm just making sure this is lined up. And but the pattern iron-on doesn't, it's just, there's no stick to it. So the reason I did the offset is because I like all of my iron-on to touch the shirt. I didn't want to layer iron-on on top of iron-on. To me, it makes more sense to have each piece of iron-on actually iron onto the shirt and not onto another piece of iron-on. I just think it will last longer if it's all coming into contact with the garment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is sometimes I think it kind of maybe shrunk just a tad. So it's lining, like it's lining up, the M and the A are lining up really good, but then it's kind of losing alignment with the next couple. So I'm just going to split them apart. That way they're all perfect. Okay. Don't be afraid to just do your own thing. They don't need to stay connected. So what I mean is that sometimes it doesn't quite want to align up perfectly, all four of them, just because it can kind of shrink a little bit when it's heated up. So I'm just going to line them up almost individually, but kind of one by one. or apart from one another. There we go. That looks good. Okay, and then I'll do then I'll do this one. Get it all lined up. Okay. Okay, it is all ready to go. And press that down. Okay. Here we go. We'll let that cool. And we'll peel it off. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. It's so fun. I love the idea of doing the offset in a pattern. I think that's just so sweet. Okay, just monitoring all my edges. Everything laid down really nice though. Very cute. What do you think? I think that's sweet. I love that. It's gonna look really cute with some cute little jeans and a ponytail. I love it. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to do was, if you remember at the beginning of the year, I had this cute little container that I think I found at Hobby Lobby, and I was using it for my Cam snaps when I got my snap press, and it wasn't working for my snaps. So I set this aside and thought I will use this for something eventually, and I ended up using this to organize my little girl's little, I don't know what these are called. It's like a little gem kit, I guess, for lack of a better word. You peel these off and then you stick on the little gems on the coordinating colors. I'll link this down below in case you have a little one that really likes to be crafty. My girls love this. So the other day we were crafting and these just get everywhere, and I really wanted to get all of them organized. So I thought, I have that little tool organizer downstairs that I'm not using anymore because I got a different one for my snap press. So I'm gonna go ahead and, of course, I have a little blank space on the top of this. So of course we need some vinyl. So I have this all organized for the girls. Hopefully it stays that way. Pray for me because it's a lot of little pieces, but it's really cute. So I think it'll be fun. So what I did was I just made the word create in design space, and then I did an offset on that word, and I thought it would be really, really cute. So I did the offset in pink because pink, and I did the actual word in white. So I'm just gonna go ahead and weed those really quickly. And then I'm also, come here, I'm going to, let me make sure I got everything. I think I did. Okay. And then I'm going to, let's go ahead and do that rubbing alcohol. That way we can clean the top. This has been sitting in my craft space for a few weeks, so I'm sure it's collected a little bit of dust. Plus I always have lotion on my hands, so probably got some oil on there. Okay, there we go. And let's grab some transfer tape. So I'm gonna need a new piece. I love the grid line because you can also just place your piece on top, and then you can get a nice, you can trim really nicely a nice straight piece that's approximately the size of what you are needing it for. Okay, there we go. All set. Okay. This tool caddy has really helped me kind of get a little bit more organized on my desk. Usually I was keeping, and I've always just kept these on a little pegboard to the left of my craft space, and that's always really worked really well, but I really like having it within just a smaller arm's reach. It was always within a reach, but it's really nice to have it here so I can kind of keep myself organized as I go. I feel like I've always been a pretty organized crafter, but this helps me even more so. Not to say that in this video you probably haven't seen or will see my craft desk get a little crazy, but okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this first. Now you can do the white first and then layer it on the pink and then put it all down together. Go ahead and do it however you want. I like to do it this way. I just do. It's the way I do it. But you can go ahead and approach it any way that you would like. Okay, I'm gonna leave that on there really quickly while I weed my second little piece. That way I can take that transfer tape off and put it directly on my new piece of vinyl. Okay, now this is a Cricut vinyl, so it's white on white. So it's a little hard to see as I weeded that, but in person it's a little bit easier to see. There we go. There's the first layer. And then boom, our second layer. Anybody else feel like they need to add vinyl to all the things? If there is a blank space, I feel like it is an opportunity to decorate. My motto is have Cricut machine, must make all the things, right? I was at Target just a couple of evenings ago and their little dollar spot had, which is not $1. Let me tell you, it's never $1 anymore. Their little spot over there was just on point. They had so many fun things for spring. So I'm getting my spring video all ready to go and we are going to do a lot of fun things. And I say that because I just saw a lot of blanks, a lot of fun little blank ideas where we could add some decor and okay, there we go. The offset makes a world of difference in something like this. It would look good with just the white, but the pink just really visually makes that so fun. Plus, with all those sparkly little jewels underneath, it's just so cute and fun. I love it. So easy. And now it's all decorated and nice for the kiddos. Okay, so probably last summer I found this really, really cute water bottle at the Target dollar stop. It was probably $3 or $5, but I loved it and it came with these fun stickers inside. And I've just had it in my little craft space wanting to do something with it, but of course, it just hasn't made it onto my craft table yet. So I'm gonna show you these stickers. I also will link this down below as well. It just helps my any type of tumbler or glassware or drinkware just rest. It also is really good for ornaments. So during the Christmas season, I used it to steady my ornaments while I was decorating. But look how cute the little sticker sheet is. I just thought this was so fun. So I went ahead and I printed off or cut out my name. Again, this is white on white, so you can't see it just yet, but I will show you in just a moment. I cut out my name so I could do my name down the side, but I also am going to definitely use some of these stickers as well because I think they're so cute. So just nice to have an extra little water bottle hanging around. And gonna go ahead and just make sure that that's all nice and clean. That helps the vinyl stick better when there is nothing. I'm gonna do the other side too. When there's nothing on the surface, it's gonna prevent it from laying down really nice. Plus those stickers will lay down nice too. Okay, so got that. That looks great. Okay, we'll go ahead and let that dry and I'll grab some transfer tape once more. Okay. So with the transfer tape, I just puncture the corner to help bring it up, kind of like I'm weeding vinyl. I find that helpful. And when doing drinkware, you want to make sure you use a permanent vinyl. So anytime you are doing a project that either will be coming into contact with water, such as drinkware, or it's going to need to withstand rougher elements such as being outside, it's going to be, you know, in a space that it's going to get wet or something like that, then you want to do a permanent vinyl. Other than that, removable vinyl is just fine. I do a lot of removable vinyl on, and I'm going to be doing some in a moment on, I'm going to decorate a binder. And so stuff like that and stuff like decor, home decor, you can definitely use a removable. But if it's going to get wet and needs to withstand a little bit more durability, then definitely do the permanent. So I'm doing permanent here. And that cup cradle is amazing. It just really helps steady. I will link this font down below. I love it so much. I use it all of the time now. And I just thought it looked so dainty and fun for spelling out my name. Okay. Here we go. Go with my fingers first and then with my scraper tool. Oh, that's so cute. This was worth the wait, for sure. So I had a nightmare last evening that I was doing this video and I was doing all 20 something of these crafts that I'm trying to accomplish. And quite honestly, I've had to break this up into a few evenings and mornings of crafting because I have a lot to do. So I'm doing a lot of you'll see the sleeves are changing as I go because I have to take little breaks and do other things. But I had a dream last night that I was doing all these crafts and it didn't record. Like I didn't press the record button. So every once in a while now I'm all nervous and I'm checking to make sure that little record light is on, making sure I'm doing it right. Okay, cute, cute, cute. Love that. Oh, I love that. That is one of my favorite fonts. It might be my favorite font. Okay, then I am going to use some of these stickers. So I really like, they're all so cute. Now let me see, can I just peel these? Yes, okay. I was gonna say, I thought there might have been. They're just so motivational and fun. I really like the rainbow. So I'm just gonna be creative, use my just creative freedom here to put them wherever I would like. And, oh, I love this. Love yourself. So cute. Okay. And then again with this cup cradle, you can just move it around. Let's see. I like this focus on the good. That is cute with the little sunglasses. That's stinking cute. Put that there. Okay. Very cute. I also have a tutorial on how to make your own stickers, so I'll link that in the top right corner for you if you want to make your own stickers. The roller skate is adorable. I'm probably gonna have to do that. All I want to do is nap. I kind of feel like that is my motto these days. Whew. There is nothing better than a good daytime nap every once in a while. I've been trying to get back into reading, and sometimes that's easier said than done because I get a blanket and I sit down and then all of a sudden I find that my eyes are closed and I'm like, oh, whoops, I gotta go a couple pages back there and reread. I like this make today a great day, or make it a great day. I love that. So I'm gonna put that there, and then I need one more, I think. Then the rest I will put in the kids' little craft cart and they can do what they would like with them. Okay, let me do this one as well. Whoop. Maybe so. There we go. I love these. These are really cute, really fun. That turned out super, super fun. It's just simple fun. I only used a little bit of scrap vinyl that I had. Again, I'm shopping my craft space this year. I'm doing my best to try and use what I have before I go and purchase more. Sometimes that's easier said than done. I will have to show you, I'll probably say it for a live, something I bought the other day, but this is so cute. I love it. So sweet. Okay, I have a few more adhesive vinyl crafts that I want to get to, but I'm going to take a break really quick and I'm going to do an iron-on project because I need to turn my heat press off, and then I'm going to embroider a birthday present. So I am going to make a cute little birthday bag. I found this at Hobby Lobby. I always buy these little canvas totes. They are $1.99. They're in the wearable art section. They are just a perfect size. I used them last year when I embroidered some little trick-or-treat bags. In fact, the year before that, I did iron-on trick-or-treat bags, but I thought this would also be the perfect size for a little gift bag. So I am going to make a little gift bag, and I am making a present for a first birthday party. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that off of my list of things to do today. I shopped my craft space and my scraps, so I was able to cut out most of the happy birthday, but then I needed to add the Y and the exclamation point to another piece. So don't be afraid to split apart your design so that you can make the most of the material that you have on hand. So I was really happy that I was able to use this material and not buy any more. I was able to use what I had. And then I also have some holographic hearts that I'm gonna put around here. I think that'll be really cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish weeding. I started weeding this just because I thought that my Cricut was not cutting, and I was having some problems with it. I think I kind of cleaned the blade out and then tried again and it was fine, but I will tell you I actually wasted some iron-on getting it to work the other day. So I started weeding this just to make sure that it did indeed work. This is a glitter iron-on. Glitter iron-on is the best. It is so fun to work with. It's so easy to weed. It's just so fun. Glitter adhesive vinyl, on the other hand, does not have any space in my craft room. I will not buy that. It's just not fun at all. The sticky one. Okay. You know this about me though. And if you're new, now you know. I do not do the glitter adhesive. It's not amazing, in my opinion. Okay, so all of this is on one. And I'm going to, actually I need to preheat that fabric. And I did mirror this, but then I forgot to, or then it was detached. So that's why this is in the wrong order. It's detached from itself. Okay, let me preheat this really quickly. Now you want to make sure that these handles don't come into contact with the heat because they can melt. So I keep them off of my heat press. Just in my experience, they don't like the heat. So I'm going to preheat that for just a few moments. Okay, and then we'll put the iron-on there. Okay. Get that as centered as I can. I kind of just center them with the handle of the bag. That's going to be so cute. And just a fun way of making a birthday bag. I was going to personalize it with their names. You could do that too, but then I decided to do happy birthday. I thought that was cute. Okay. You can use a heat resistant tape if you feel like your iron-on is shifting. Now the glitter does have a sticky back to it. So usually it just stays put, but if you find that yours isn't, sometimes it doesn't. There's always exceptions. If you find that yours doesn't, use that heat resistant tape just to make sure. Okay, I think that looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna press this and then we'll work on the hearts next. Okay, get that pressed on there again. Keeping my handles off. You can also put a pressing pillow inside if you find that your seams are making it hard to get an even press. But I find with the heat presses, the pressure is high enough that it combats that fairly well. So I haven't had a problem with it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that is gonna cool for just a moment. And then I have these little holographic hearts. I just cut out some hearts. They're my favorite hearts. You've seen them on my channel quite a few times because I love them. I just found them in Design Space. Just type in heart and they are there. So I probably won't use all of them, but I always cut out more than I need because since I love them so much, I'm bound to use them on another project. And I find, come here, you little stinker. I find that the holographic vinyl is, or the holographic iron-on, it can be tricky to weed. Once you get it started, you're good, but getting it started can be an experience. Just a little tricky experience. Come on, come on. Don't embarrass me in front of my friends. Okay, I think I got it started there. Nope, sure did not. Keeping all of the struggles in. I know you like to see real life crafting. You know what I'm doing. I was trying to weed the carrier sheet. I did not have it flipped the right way. Oh my goodness. Okay, time for some coffee. Well, there's a lesson for you. Make sure you are weeding the right side. Goodness gracious. I've only weeded iron-on a zillion times, but see, no matter how long you've been crafting, you still have your moments. There we go. I was thinking that that was rather difficult. Rather difficult. Okay, there we go. Let's make sure you are trying to weed the right side. That will definitely help you out. How many of you were giggling and saying, look at her trying to weed the carrier sheet, the liner? Oh goodness. Real life. Coffee time. Good thing I got a caffeinated coffee today, because I'm proving that I need it. Okay, so I'm going to weed all of them. I don't think I'll use all of them. And I'm only doing one side of the bag, but you definitely could decorate both sides if you'd like. That would be so cute. And then I did give myself, I placed these on the cutting mat with plenty of space in between. There we go. There's our fun little hearts. Woo! That was fun for a second. Okay, so let me peel this off. Very nice, very nice. I'm going to keep this because I'm going to recover my iron-on to protect it when I go to repress it. But I do want to take it off right now. That way I can get my hearts close without putting my hearts over my other liner. So I'm just going to place these around. I thought these would be a fun addition to the glitter. And random placement is so difficult for me, so this part I struggle with. I struggle with making it look random without looking uniform, if that makes sense, because I'm wanting to like mirror it over here. See, I want to do like the same, I want to do the same thing. Okay, let me just take my time and overthink this. And then those hearts change colors as they move. Anybody else struggle with random placement? My husband and I both struggle with it. So we, when we're trying to do projects that are supposed to look unique, it's really hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna do something like that. Do I need one more right here? Do I even need the hearts? I don't know. I actually kind of just like it like this. I think it's kind of classier without. I think the hearts are going to be too much. Right? Okay, I'm taking the hearts out. I really like how this looks. I think the hearts are just kind of making my heart rate go up a little too much. I think this is just, you know me, I'm just simple. I think this will just be simple and fun. I like that. I think the hearts are going to be just too much. Too much going on. Too much going on. Okay, that's okay. That's part of crafting. I'm going to save these for another project because I always have projects in mind for stuff like that. And I just used my scraps. So, okay, that's all right. But I would rather be happy with it than just put them on there because that's what I originally planned, because I know I can use those hearts elsewhere. I think this looks just nice. I think that looks pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make the first birthday present that I have, and I think it's gonna be so sweet. So I'm gonna make the present that's gonna go inside of this bag. Let's clean up our little space here. And this is what I'm going to make. So I have this little 12-month shirt. I have their initial on the front. I'm going to use a variety of fabric. It's gonna be so cute. I got and I'll link this down below, a new little tool caddy for all of my embroidery scissors. So I'm super excited about that. That way I can grab, I am transitioning myself over to using the Kimberbell embroidery scissors, and I'm loving it. So I'm going to have that handy. I'm gonna get my iron out. We're gonna go ahead and just stitch this out. And then I have, let's see, a couple more adhesive vinyl crafts, and then we're gonna get the sublimation oven out as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put this on the machine and get it centered, and we'll start stitching. And because I have a beginning to end tutorial on appliquing a shirt, I am going to just get this done today. The goal of this video is for me to get this craft list completed today. So I'm gonna go ahead and play some fun music. You can watch this progress and take shape, and it'll be really, really nice and fun. But if you need help with learning how to applique, I'll place that video up there for you so that you can see a more slowed down and in-depth tutorial on that. But let's go ahead and just relax, get this done, and it's gonna look so cute. I can't wait for you to see the fabric choices I selected. Okay, it is all done. That was actual 16 minutes of stitching. So it took a little longer, you know, with putting the applique and stuff on, but the actual stitching time was 16 minutes, and it's so, so cute. Okay, I love it. The actual fabric choices are just so cute. I love it. And I love that you can take this applique design. I bought this from Planet Applique, and I love that you could take this and make it look different each and every time because of the fabric choices you use. So I think it's so cute. So I'm just going to unhoop it really quickly. Now I will later go back and put some tender touch on the back of this shirt, but I'm just going to get it off of my sticky stabilizer. I did a layer of poly mesh cutaway and then a layer of tearaway, and then I layered it on some sticky tearaway. So I had 3 layers of stabilizer. This is just a Target Cat and Jack shirt. So I do like to do an additional layer of stabilizer for this shirt because it is a little thinner, but they stitch so good on these shirts if you just stabilize them correctly. So cute. I am going to really quickly just trim around this so that later, I'm not going to do the tender touch now just because I already turned my heat press off. So I'll do that later, and I like to do it with my heat press if I can. But I will just really quickly trim so that this part is done, and then it will be all ready for giving a gift. So I'm just trimming, being careful not to trim my shirt. I love it on the striped shirt too. I think that's so fun. Just makes it that much more visually interesting in my opinion. Okay, so there we go. So cute. Oh my goodness, precious. It's precious. So sweet. I'm just gonna iron around. Whoops. There we go. And I did do 2 layers of the white just so that you didn't see the mint through it. So I just doubled up the layers of white fabric to make sure that it actually was white there. You could also put, I guess you could put some type of like batting underneath it or an extra something something. I don't know. I just double up the fabric. Okay. There we go. So adorable. And then it's ready to go with some tissue paper in this little bag. The more I look at this, I'm so glad I didn't do the hearts. I think this is just adorable, and I think it actually pairs better. It's more just simple, and I am definitely more simple. So less is more for me, and I think this is just stunning. I think they coordinate super well together. So I'll do some birthday tissue paper, and this will be all ready to go. So 2 more things crossed off of my to-do list. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do a cute little piece of home decor with some vinyl. I found this cute little house at Hobby Lobby that I really have been wanting to decorate. Okay, so I found this cute little house at Hobby Lobby. It actually had some sort of decor on here. I think it was like an autumn wreath and some lettering, but I found it, I think, in the fall. Yes, because it says fall collection, and it was a pretty design. It just wasn't quite me, but always try to look beyond the design and see if you can use it as a blank. So what I did is I just applied quite a few, I think probably 3+ layers of white chalk paint, my favorite chalk paint. I put that on the top of that design, and then look, I have my own little blank. So I think this is so cute, and then I'm going to add my own little spin on this. So I originally was just going to, let me weed this. I originally was just going to do a wreath with our family initial in the center, and then I decided it just needed something more, and you'll see in a minute why. This wreath has been in my little favorites for so long now. I'll link it down below. So I finally got it, and I was just waiting for the perfect idea for it. This would also be pretty on a door round as well. Okay, so there's the outer layer. It's so dainty and pretty. I'm going to go very carefully because as you can see, it's just delicate, but if you go slow, you'll be just fine. Grab little pieces as I go. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad that that shirt is done. Makes me feel so good. Doing applique also is so relaxing to me. So I always love just seeing it come together, plus it's just very relaxing. Okay. And one other little piece. So really easy to weed, actually. For the final complexity of this design, very easy. Okay, and then I'll link the font that I used as well down below. So this actually is a Christmassy wreath, but I thought it looked pretty for all year round. So it does have a Christmassy vibe to it, but if I didn't tell you it was Christmassy, I bet you probably wouldn't have thought that. Well, you may have, but I didn't really think it was, so. Okay, so I need to trim. So I was gonna just do this, but I thought it needed something more. So what I did was I got another piece of scrap vinyl and I did Established 2008. I thought that was really cute. Oop, there's a little period that I need to get here, and it is a teeny tiny little guy. So I want to make sure that, ooh, am I going to be able to get that? Maybe. Yep, I got it. That was a trickster. Okay. Okay, so again, I grabbed just another piece of scrap vinyl. Oh, I took the whole O off. Put it back there. There we go. Okay. Come here. This is a very thin and delicate font, so go slow. Okay. I thought just an additional little text at the bottom, plus it's meaningful. Let me make this O a little bit more. There we go. There, much better. Okay. So I thought that this looked better because I felt like I could nudge this up a little bit and then I could put this down here. And I think that that just visually looks better than just this, because I felt like the curve of the wreath could nestle up within this little arch, but then it would be off center. So it just really needed something more. So just walking you through kind of my design process there. I'm going to lay this down first and then I'm going to do the wreath because that just makes sense to me. And grab this little guy. But go ahead and updo it any way you want. Now, if I would have thought that kind of through before, I could attach these pieces together so that I could lay this all as one piece. But again, it wasn't until I cut out the wreath separately initially that I thought, you know what, that needs something more for me. It just wasn't working for my eye. So I just pressed pause and went back into Design Space and just did a little bit more. Okay, taking my time here because, again, thin, delicate little pieces, and hopefully we can get that little period. It is tiny. It is tiny, tiny, tiny. So hopefully we can get it. Oh, I got it. Oh, really? Seriously? That's actually super surprising that I didn't struggle more with that. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna do this first. I like that. Okay. That looks nice. This would be a very, very nice housewarming gift, and or it could be actually a nice wedding gift as well. Put their married date on there. That would be very, very thoughtful. And again, it's just a little house. Now you can find little houses like this without this wood trim. You can just find this shape at Dollar Tree, I believe. I believe I saw them there, and I believe I've actually picked up a few because they're really nice little blanks that you could really turn into something very, very nice. So look there as well. I just really liked the addition of this. So even though I didn't like the decor, sometimes don't get hung up on what's actually on the blank. If you can paint it, just grab it and then do your own thing. Plus I like that this will be out all year round in our home. Because even though this is labeled Christmas wreath, to me it does not scream Christmas. So I'm good to go with putting this out all year. Okay, now this will take a minute. You don't want to rip those little vines, so just take your time. Just like that. Delicate but doable. Okay, and now I can do this. Oh, that is so cute. I love it. And I love that I can bring it up into that little arch. Oh my goodness. Aww. Okay, this one surprised me how it turned out, because I kind of went back and forth if I was going to put this craft together today because I just wasn't sure. And now it might be one of my favorites. So cute. Okay. You know, with stuff like this, just put it together. You can always take the vinyl off if you absolutely hate it or if it doesn't turn out the way you want. I take vinyl off stuff all the time. If, you know, at the end of the day, or at the end of a holiday, if you're like, okay, that was nice, but, you know, I don't really want it next year. You know, it's pretty, but do I want it every year? Probably not. Save the blank and take the vinyl off. Put a fresh coat of paint on it. Oh, love it. This vinyl is staying on forever and ever. That is so pretty. I love that. And honestly, that is not a Christmas wreath in my opinion. We can disagree though. That's totally fine. But to me, this is 365 days a year for my house. I love this. So pretty, so meaningful, and I'm glad I have this off of my little to-do list. Okay, so I have fallen in love over and over again with Kimberbell. They make embroidery designs and embroidery projects and products, and I have purchased so many projects through them. So because I've done that, I got myself a really cute binder, and I wanted to have a little home for either my notes and it has like little tabs in here and binder tab labels. I thought these were adorable, but I wanted a home for my Kimberbell stuff. So whether I'm just taking notes, need to put together, you know, my little directions or have a home for my directions, I wanted a dedicated space for it. So I am going to just decorate the front of this, and I found some scrap pieces that I had. So I'm going to do a little frame. I have an offset. I have some text. I have some pattern, and the first thing I'm going to do is now it's really hard to see because it's that Cricut again, but I made this and this. This is what it's going to look like. I'm going to have a floral rectangle within this frame here, but I didn't want to just lay this on top of these polka dots because I was worried the polka dots would shine through that vinyl. Or not shine through, that's not the right word, but you would see it through. So what I did is I also cut it out in white. So I'm gonna put the white down first, and then I'm gonna place these on top. So this white is kind of like a barrier, kind of like in the last craft where I doubled up the white fabric, because it just will provide that barrier so that I don't have any show through, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna lay that down first. Okay. So let me grab bigger piece of transfer tape here. And we'll get this all decorated. I think this will turn out really, really nice. And then I have a couple more things to get done today, and then I feel like I'm going to have a really empty to-do list, and then I will be ready to craft for spring. I really wanted to get my list under control before crafting for spring. Okay. So you'll see this in just a second. This is why I like Oracle for the white, because they have the blue backer, but you know, I have a lot of the Cricut. Now this is a removable, because this doesn't matter. This binder's never going to get wet. At least I hope not. It's not intentionally ever going to get wet. Okay, so I'm just going to center that how I want it. Okay. There we go. Now again, this is just kind of a template. Okay, so you can see, I'll hold this up. You can see that you can see the dots. See the dots through that vinyl? Got some bubbles in there too, but that's okay. So that's why I wanted to do the white first before I did the color. Those bubbles are going to be hidden really well with a patterned vinyl. Plus I'm layering and layering and layering. Okay, so let me do this piece next. So now this is literally just going to sit on top of the little template I put down. I'll just make it all cutesy cutesy. Again, with just stuff I had on hand. Trying to craft with what I have. And I know a lot of you are taking that to heart too this year, so that's so exciting for all of us. Okay, now I'm going to use that parchment paper method to line up my vinyl. So I'm going to let a little bit of my transfer tape fall off the parchment paper, but I'm going to lay my vinyl onto the parchment paper. That way I can move it around. And then I'm going to line up my vinyl over my template. Just like that. And I'm going to double check. Oops, it didn't quite line up at the bottom, so I'm going to move it. I'm good now. Okay, so now I will pull this out and lay my vinyl down. Whoops, keep messing that up. Okay, so that line up. I think it did. Okay. We're good. Ooh, well done. I think I have one little section up here that's kind of a booger. There we go. There we go. Okay. Ooh, I love it. You know me, I love a little pop of pink. That turned out nice. Okay. Pretty, pretty. Okay, now I'll do this piece. And I'm going to trim down my transfer tape here. Use that for my offset. 1, 2. And I might use my parchment paper, but I might be able just to line this up pretty easily. This is just, oops, sorry for my headband there, but I want this to turn out perfectly in real life because I'm going to be using it quite a bit. Here we go. Cute. Oh, so cute. So cute. Good use of pattern vinyl. I mean, so cute. Okay, now I want to do, I found a cute design that I want to put on here. And this says create beautiful things. There was also a butterfly on this design, but I sliced it out in Design Space just because butterflies just simply aren't my thing. That's okay. It was pretty, but I'm not, butterflies aren't my thing. So I took it off so that this would be a little bit more representative of me, style-wise. But I tell you that just because when I link this design for you, there is a little butterfly in there. You may love it. Whoop. Okay. So here is my offset. So this is just going to say create beautiful things. Now I will use my parchment paper to line this up. There. Okay, so what do we think? Is this gonna look? Yeah, yes, yes, yes. I didn't know if this was gonna be like the gift bag with the hearts, because I'm not afraid to just stop and not add something if I know that after I turn the camera off that I'm gonna hate it. But this turned out really good. I think I'm gonna love it. Create beautiful thing. Oh, I love it. I really love it. Okay. So pretty. And you still do see, I was worried about the pattern vinyl that it would get lost, but you do still see the roses and the leaves. I love it. Create beautiful things, because this binder is going to be full of inspiration and directions for creating beautiful things. Voila. And one more little piece of transfer tape there. So pretty. I love this. I love it. I love it. What do you think? I think it turned out fabulous. It's so pretty. It's so me. And it was just a binder. I'll link the binder down below. It's just a binder, but now it is my binder. And I got it straight. I was kind of worried that I was gonna get that messed up, but oh, so pretty. Yay! Okay, another thing on my very long list of crafts to do is I am going to be making some hand sanitizer holders, and the ones I'm making tonight are going to be for our crossing guards. So I found this really cute file. This is going to be done on my embroidery machine, so you do need an embroidery machine to do this. If you do not have one, I have been getting a lot of questions on how to do this without an embroidery machine. Be sure to search for no-sew hand sanitizer holders on YouTube, and I'm sure you will find lots of inspiration on how to do so. For mine, I will be using my embroidery machine. They are so fun and simple. I do have an entire tutorial on how to make these. I've made unicorn ones, and I've made ones with scrubs on them for our pediatrician, and those were so much fun to make. So because I have a whole tutorial from start to finish where I explain each and every step, I am going to go ahead and just allow that tutorial to speak for itself. I will link it right up here for you. So if you want to see a little bit more in-depth tutorial on this, then go ahead and go watch that. But I'm just going to play some relaxing music, and I'm going to get these done. So I need to have 2 of these done tonight, and I also need to do 5 for the teachers. So instead of doing school buses for the teachers, I'm going to do pencils. So you'll see that as well. For the back, I did a really fun faux leather that I purchased. I will say that while this is beautiful, it is rather thick. It did work and I love how it turned out, but I wanted to mention that this is the thickest of faux leathers that I have used. So I just wanted to mention that. But look at this as well. How adorable is this little embellishment on the back? It's a little stop sign. I just love it. And then I added a little heart. Sorry, I'm trying to just shield the light a little bit. I added a little heart snap tab with my tabletop snap press. That way the little sanitizer is nice and in there. And then of course we have the key fob on the top. So 2 of these for the crossing guards and then 5 additional ones for the teachers with pencils on there. They're going to look so cute. So I'm just going to play some relaxing music and get these done. While I love chit-chatting, you know I love chit-chatting with you all and showing you each and every step. Sometimes it's also nice to just be still myself and allow myself just some quiet time to get some things done as well. So I'm going to just let you craft along with me, watch me get this done, but I'm gonna go ahead and get all of these stitched out. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my stabilizer hooped. I'm gonna get it on the machine. I'm going to make sure I have all of my snaps ready to go, as well as my leather cut out. These are so easy, and that's probably why you have seen at least 4 versions of them on my channel, and I'll link the designer down below. She is Designs by Little Bee. So cute. Her instructions are golden. They are perfect. So if you get lost or anything, her instructions that come with the file are amazing. So let's go ahead and just relax, get these done. It's gonna feel so gratifying to get these crossed off my list. It's gonna feel even better to gift some really special people in our life with some really, really cute little gifts. Okay, so I just finished all 7 and they turned out really, really good. I did experiment with some of the materials. So because I'm shopping my craft space more this year and trying not to spend as much on things that I don't need, I did find a couple alternatives. This is my original choice, was this pretty much traditional color or traditional pencil colored vinyl or faux leather, excuse me, and this was the back. But since I didn't have enough of this on hand, I did find that I did have a little bit more of a glitter, and I liked that a lot. And then for the inside of this, I tried out felt for the inside. The rest of them I was doing a double-sided faux leather. I will say the felt does work, and it's a really great way to bring down the crafting cost, but I do prefer the double faux leather. I just think it's really nice and polished, and I think it just looks really classy and feels really classy. The felt really does work, and it works really nice, but I think going forward I will just stay with my method of doing the double-sided faux leather. So for these I found a little bit more of a pale yellow, and they still turned out really, really cute. And then for the inside, since I didn't have enough yellow to go on the inside, I kind of went with that pencil, that wooden part of the pencil color, and I think that complemented it really, really well. So again, crafting with what I have and trying to shop my own craft space and make the materials that I have work before going and buying some more. So I think these turned out really cute, and now I'm just going to get ready to tackle the next craft on my list. Okay, so I have my sublimation oven preheating, and I really want to do a cute little sublimation mug. So this is a mug for sublimation. As a reminder, when doing sublimation projects, you need a sublimation printer, sublimation ink. I print mine on sublimation paper as well. And then the item that you are putting your sublimation on needs to be a sublimation blank. It cannot just be any cup. So I know that that sounds repetitive, but you would be amazed at how often I say those exact words and still get questions about if people can just put this on any mug. So no, you have to use a sublimation mug with sublimation ink. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep my mug. Now I did measure, and I put this into my Cricut mug press to see if, just by putting it in the top portion of the Cricut mug press, if this would work, but it is too skinny. So the mug press does not work for this. I do love my Cricut mug press, and it's so quick and easy, so I like to use it when I can, but for this it was just too small of an item. So I'm just making sure there's no lint or oils or any smudges on my sublimation mug. And when that's good, I will just put it on this little cup cradle real quick. And then I have my little design here that, again, I printed on my sublimation paper with my ink, and I'm going to just cut that out. Now when you print this out, it will be mirrored, because once you place it on your blank, it is going to then sublimate in the right direction. So a couple things here. You can save, or you can wait until you have a bigger design and then stick these two pieces on the bottom if you don't want to waste your sublimation paper. I did not have another project that I needed to do at the time, so I'm wasting a little bit of paper, but I'm okay with that. Now I'm going to take my sublimation print, and I'm going to place it where I would like it on the sublimation mug, and I'm going to do it ink side down. So it's a little hard to see just because it obviously isn't see-through paper, but I'll also use, whoops, messed it up, but you can somewhat see through it, especially in person, so that you can kind of line it up. And I'll link this design down below. I've had this design in my cart for a very, very long time, so it is time to finally make myself a little mug. And I'm probably going to make just about everybody I know this mug because it's so cute and so true. Okay, so I have my heat resistant tape securing my design to my mug. I'm going to turn this over because I am going to make a double-sided mug. So I want the design to be on both sides. Okay, again, ink side down. Very cute. And I have a lot of the Cricut mugs, sublimation mugs, so I'll probably do a bunch of them with this design on there. So cute. Okay, So I have it on this side and on this side, and the next thing I'm going to do before I place it into the oven is I'm going to put it in this shrink wrap, and the shrink wrap is going to help secure the design to the mug, so it doesn't, there's no shifting, it's just going to get it all nice and tight. I'm just going to place it in there, handle and all, and it's a snug fit, but it does fit. Make sure it, sorry for the crinkling, but can't really make it any quieter for this part. Okay, and I probably should have trimmed that down before, but I can still trim it down now because I don't need all of that. So let me trim this. There we go. Okay. I don't need all of that. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heat tool and I'm going to apply heat to it, and it will shrink and secure itself to the mug. So being careful, I'm going to grab my oven mitts just in case the heat gets too close to my fingers, that I'm always being safe. Okay, so I'm just going to hold here, making sure it's nice and wrapped. Okay. Protecting my little fingers, and we'll let this shrink and secure to the mug. So that is all good, and it's cool enough to touch. So now we have our shrink wrap, and it has secured our design to the mug, and we're just going to place this right into the oven just like this. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for it to preheat, I'm going to make sure that I have a cooling surface to place my mug on when it comes out of the oven, as well as some type of oven mitt to protect my fingers so that I can grab the mug once it's done being baked, for lack of a better term. So this is all ready, it's preheated, so I'm going to place my mug inside. And then I looked at the directions that came with my oven, and then I know exactly what temperature and time. So this is going to take 5 minutes. Okay, so that's all done. So I'm going to very carefully protect my fingers and take it out and let it cool. Okay, these tend to cool down very quickly, so I'm just going to let it cool for a few minutes, or as long as it will take, and then I will go ahead and peel off the shrink wrap and the paper and reveal our little design. But you can already kind of see through the paper, or the materials, I should say. So, looks good. Okay, I really like saving things like this until the end that I have to kind of wait to cool, because in the meantime I can start tidying up my craft space and getting things put away. So I kind of like saving these little projects until the end because I can multitask and not feel too guilty about it and just make the most of my time. It's still a little bit warm, so I'm going to use my little oven mitts and just carefully start. I guess the easiest way to say it is kind of just peel and crack it away, because it kind of just comes off in little peely chunks. Okay, there we go. So you can see that it has sublimated a little bit onto that shrink wrap, which is just fine. And now we can peel this tape away. Again, make sure you're using a heat-resistant tape. Oh, precious. Oh my gosh, I love this. And because it is sublimated, this is dishwasher safe. So this is permanent. You don't have to worry about it falling off like you would worry about vinyl eventually failing. But That is so pretty. I'm actually going to also make a sweatshirt out of this. I was going to do it for this video, but I didn't end up having the sweatshirt that I really wanted in mind available, so I will do it eventually. It'll be on my next craft list. Oh my gosh, that just turned out so nice. I love this. Love, love, love. It's just perfect. I love it. So super easy, and I have a little bit more tape, so I'll just get that off, but I just love sublimation. So fun. Again, make sure you're using a sublimation mug. I love this. It's so cute. It's on the smaller side, which I love too. It's just a nice little dainty, Bible study worthy type of size. Just cute and simple. So, all right, that is all that is on my craft list. I am ecstatic. I got everything done that I needed to. I am sure by the time I edit this and post it, I will probably have another running list of things that I need to get done, but I know you all have said you really like videos like this where I'm just kind of doing my random crafts and chit-chatting with you, so I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I definitely feel very, very good about getting all the things done that I needed to, and I really love how everything turned out. So let me know which one was your favorite, if you did end up choosing to recreate any of these, or if you simply were just motivated to finally tackle your craft list or your craft piles that seem to usually stack up around craft rooms. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you all in the next video.